Hello, everybody. How is everybody? Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody's having a good day. Just give me a minute and then I'll get started. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. How is everybody? Hope everybody's all right. Happy birthday, Judy. It's awesome. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. How is everybody? Shh. Hold on, I gotta turn my phone down. Okay. Hey, the Scoop Oodle. How's it going? Spun one, that one girl. Hello. All right, everybody. So, listen, I don't know if you all saw yesterday's live, but I mean, a lot of people were like, yeah, it makes sense. Now, listen, I am not saying 100% that that's what it is, but I am saying that it's a very plausible theory because of how everybody in the story acts, right? Okay, so check this out. So, well, first of all, I want to, thank everybody for all the new subscribers and everybody, new to the channel. Thank you. Thanks everybody for all the likes. That was awesome of you guys. So, yeah. So, I got a few things that I want to talk about. And the first one, well, I might as well just, no, you know what? I'll wait for that because. So, Sky, a lot of people were saying that it was Kylie's silhouette of her in her black dress. But you know what? And after people were like, that's what it is, I looked at it. I was like, okay, I see that, right? Do you know when I first saw it, you know what it looked like to me? It looked like a witch's or a wizard's hat with like some kind of beast head coming out of the top of it. How bizarre. That's what I thought it was. That's what it looked like to me. It was crazy. Yeah, and also, not for nothing, but purple, the color purple is big in some things, in some kind of, now I'm going to say it, a lot of people might not like it, but cults, you never know. Listen, we don't have any, nobody's giving us anything. The cops aren't releasing any information. All we can do as people is go through everything that we know and that we have and try to come up with the most logical explanation for everything. Like, that's all we have. So, I mean, we're out here, we're trying, right? We are trying to come up with what could have happened to this poor girl. And why the hell is everyone in her life act so strange and suspicious and act like they don't care? It's crazy to me. Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Purple's big in that kind of world. So, people should not be so close-minded. Like, I got a lot of really good comments, but I did get some that were like, "Oh, this is just ridiculous. This is the most insane thing I've ever heard. This is totally ignorant." And it's like, "No, it isn't. It's just you think this shit don't happen in real life? You think there's not evil people out there in the world? You think that shit doesn't happen because it does. So for you to be so close-minded is kind of crazy, in my opinion. We don't know for a fact what happened. We are trying to figure that out. And all the people that we're having to deal with, all these suspicious, weird acting people, that's all we got to go off of. So we are doing the best that we can. And I also want to address that I saw some people that not on the channel, but I saw some people that were like posting things earlier on YouTube in the community tab that were like, you know, people should really stop making Kiely videos. It's very, you know, we need to just let the family grieve and let the family have peace. And this really isn't helping anybody. And to that, I just have to say that we are just trying to figure this thing out. So there's no need to be hating on anybody. There's no need to be rude to anybody. Like, we're all trying to figure this out. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own theories. You know, it is what it is, but that's just what we're doing here. Oh, thank you, Northern. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so please hit that thumbs up, guys. Subscribe if you have not done so already. And again, there is a link in the description below for anybody who does want to donate and help the channel. It will help. I recently lost my job due to layoffs. So, you know, times are tough, but anybody, you know, anything, it's highly appreciated. Okay, so let's jump into this. First, I'm going to start with this. Okay, this is from Anna Marin, August 13th, this was written. Now, you guys know how I went over every word for word that Sammy did in her interview, right? And I think that's how, but I mean, this one really went word for word. And I really want to go over this because I think it's very important. And I think a lot of people missed it. Like, if you were just able to listen to it, you know, you're like, okay, I might have heard I might have heard something weird here or there. But when you can really read it and see what it says, like, it's crazy. So let's just go over this real quick. Okay, these are her words, okay? Sammy Smith was interviewed and said about the missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. Kiely is one of my close friends. We met through mutual friends. And we became closer in the past year to coming months recently. There you go. First thing, doesn't make any sense. We became closer in the past year to coming months. Coming months are months that haven't come yet. You know, you see what I'm saying? So she is just a light in a lot of people's lives. She's caring, smiling all the time, beautiful, therefore anybody who needs her. Very outdoorsy, loves the water. She had to throw that in there, didn't she? Loves to sing, her voice is just amazing, beautiful girl. I was the last person to contact her after the party. I was with her basically throughout the entire party. I was walking around with her. Yeah, that top is exactly what I saw her in. So this was when he asked her, so we have this picture from the store or whatever. Is this what she was wearing? Yep, that top is exactly what I saw her in. Black bodysuit. We peed in the woods a couple of times. Her pants are different though. She was wearing green Dickies pants. Black belt. Yes, I remember that because she took it off when going to the bathroom. Bam. Second red flag. Because it's like, if you're going to the bathroom, any girl knows this. If you're going into the bathroom, you do not take your belt off of your pants to go to the bathroom. You just undo your belt. Okay? That has not, and then he asked about the tweet, which I don't freaking have pulled up here, but I should. He asked about the tweet that was put out that said, in Sacramento, a topless girl was seen running down the road away from a Honda CRV. The Honda CRV pulled back up and pulled the girl back into the vehicle. He said, was this looked into? That has not been confirmed. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Now he's talking about the top. But either way, we'll go back to the top. But either way, when she was talking about, or when he asked her about that, she said, that has not been confirmed. We have looked into it. And it decided, it's not true. Just that's it. Okay. It was supposed to be a senior farewell party. Tahoe, Truckee, Kings Beach, goodbye for college. Kiely graduated early, considered a senior. All grades were invited. I had talked to Kiely. We hadn't planned on going together, and we ended up not going together. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense either. You could have said, we planned on going together, but we ended up not going together. But she said, we hadn't planned on going together, and we ended up not going together, like a double negative. She came with her best friend, Mags Magdalene. I'm sorry. She drove in with her. Mags ended up leaving about 10 minutes into the party with her boyfriend, Ross. Told Kiely goodbye. They never planned on leaving together or staying at the party together. Again, okay, why? It doesn't make any sense to me, because a normal investigation with normal people, she would have immediately been a suspect, right? Sammy would have been a suspect. Just listen to her words. Told Kiely goodbye. They never planned on leaving together or staying together. So let me get this straight. So this girl, Mags, rode to the party with Kiely, but didn't plan on staying with Kiely at the party, and didn't plan on staying at the party. So why did she go to the party? Well, because she's the one who had to get Kiely there, right? She's the one that had to lure Kiely and deliver her to Sammy and to whatever happened to her. They just went to the party together because they were hanging out earlier in the day. I saw her the moment she got there. And isn't that weird how she said that? I saw her the moment she got there. And from that moment on, we were pretty much seen together all around the party. And here she totally contradicts herself. We were pretty much seen together all around the party. We would break off for mere moments from each other to go talk to other people or to go do other things, but we would always come back to each other. So it sounds like you really weren't together at the party. Like, that's what I'm getting. We were drinking the same drinks, just being teenagers, throwing glow sticks into the party. And it started to grow really big. I would say around 10 to 10:30. It just blew up. It was starting to get to the point where I was getting overwhelmed, and I'm a very social person. I've been to a lot of these parties. I've never been overwhelmed. I've actually been underwhelmed. It's like, listen, chick, we get it. You're totally trying to oversell this, and you're slipping, right? It's crazy. But this party, it was very large. It was bigger than any party we've had in Truckee all year, a lot of the years past. There were people from, what we think, Sacramento, San Francisco. I remember talking to somebody who was from San Francisco, Reno, Folsom areas that were just way out of reach from it. And it was really overwhelming. There we go with that word again. And weird to see, but I really didn't think much of it. Okay, so we've got a huge out-of-control party with people from all over the place. Sammy is so overwhelmed, but then she says, but I didn't think much of it. I just thought kids from around here, they have vacation homes up here, they're just coming to party. 'Cause why not? So then Kiely and I were going around taking shots. And just listen to how, because this set this whole case up. This girl's statement set this whole thing rolling down the hill, right? So, okay, so let's push this. All right, let's push this is what she's saying. All right, and just drinking, we were trading drinks with each other. We were sharing drinks with each other. We would go back to her car to get some alcohol sometimes, and then we went to her car to charge her phone. So she says we kept going back to her car to make drinks and to charge the phone. And we were talking about just random stuff. It's and I remember this part cuz she closes her eyes. She's trying to think of what she was supposed to say. Like she forgot. It's kind of hard to remember. We were talking about her texting her mom, and then she goes, "Oh, no." We were talking about her texting her mom and her charging her phone and just about the party in general. And then we had a few other friends in the car. And then we all decided to go back to the party. Who are those other friends that were in the damn car? Why has not one of those other friends come forward and said anything? What in the hell is wrong with these kids? I mean, this is crazy. And what in the hell is wrong with the parents who are protecting these kids? It's disgusting. And for her, I am sorry, but for her mother to be having these kids' backs and to be taking their side and to be standing there nationally defending them when none of those kids were there for her daughter, oh, there is absolutely no freaking way. No freaking way. What is wrong with this picture, guys? This whole thing is totally insane. What kind of mom? So you know that these kids, right, were at a party last night. They were the last ones to be with your daughter. Sammy was the last one to be with your daughter, according to her own words, or the last one, I'm sorry, to talk to her. And you're standing there, like, being around these girls, you know, hanging out with these girls. And then you're going to then you're going to defend these girls at your daughter's memorial. You're going to defend these kids that never lifted a finger to help your daughter, that probably had a hand in hurting your daughter, but you're going to stand there and defend them. That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my entire life. I am sorry, but there's just no excuse for that. What kind of normal parent would do that? Please explain to me. Do any of you guys know? Would any of you guys be like that had it been your daughter? Spun one. That's what I said too. That is exactly what I said too. I'm like, listen, I'm older than 18, but she's 18. Put me in a room with her. That's ridiculous. It was Sammy I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. And we all decided to go back to the party, but we still don't know who those other friends were that were in her car. Guys, I'm telling you, I think this is why, right here, just what she says right here. So we kept going back to her phone we kept going back to her car to charge the phone and get some drinks. And then we had a few other friends in the car. And then we all decided to go back to the party. She never says, she says we went back to the party. What if Kiely didn't make it to the party? That's all I'm saying. Why else would they have had to get rid of the car? Unless something happened to her inside that car. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you guys this story real quick. So Chad's sister was at a party. And I think he said she was like, 19 or 20, but still. So she was at a party. She got roofied. Somebody drugged her drink. And thank God that she had, I think he said it was 2 or 3, but she had 2 or 3 friends with her, and they had her back. They took care of her. They made sure nothing happened to her. They made sure she got home safe. That is what friends do for each other. Not this bullshit that these kids are pushing. And then to have Sammy up there talking at her memorial. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But isn't that insane? Like, that's what friends are supposed to be. That's what friends are supposed to have your back. If something like that happens to you, you better be great. You better be, hope you have friends like that. Because with friends like that, like with being around these teens, they ain't nobody's friend. They're thinking about themselves. Even if that's the case, even if that's what happened, say, yeah, she got drugged and she OD'd, whatever. Even if that's what happened, that's the least case scenario. But even if that's what happened and that was all that happened, not one of them could pick up the phone and call 911. Even, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not what they did. That's why I don't believe it was just an accidental OD. Because nobody helped her. Nobody. Not one person. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but man. All right. So they went back to the party. And then we were around there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car. Now we're going back to the car again. See, we just went back to the party, and now she's talking about back in the car. Okay, so then we were around there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car because my ride was leaving, and I wanted to stay at the party longer. Now, she's already said that the party was way out of control, like there was a lot of people there, but she wants to stay at the party longer. And now listen to this. This is the crazy part. And so then we ended up splitting up in the party because I wanted to go find another ride. When we got back into the party after leaving the car, this girl is talking in circles. She is not, she's trying to make sure in her own brain, like it's going around and around and around, and she's trying to make sure that she doesn't say the wrong thing. So she keeps repeating the same thing she already said. So one more time. And then we were around there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car because my ride was leaving and I wanted to stay at the party longer. And then we were around there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we were around. Okay, sorry. So she wanted to stay at the party longer. And so then we ended up splitting up in the party because I wanted to go find another ride when we got back into the party after leaving the car. You just said when you were in the car, before you went back to the party, that you asked Kiely for a ride home because you wanted to stay longer. And you're like, as soon as we got back to the party, I went to go find another ride home. Come on, chick. That doesn't make any sense here. So that we could, sorry, my mind is ... Okay, and then he said, well, was there somebody fighting there? We heard about a fight happening there. This part really gets me, man. Yeah, there were friendly fights going on. Like, we had boxing gloves. It wasn't anybody that had any drama. They weren't like enemies or anything. Just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. First of all, really? So who is getting, right? Who's going to go hang out? You're partying, right? You're having fun. And you're like, hey, let's put some gloves on so I can punch you in the face for the fun of it. Let's just go at it for fun. Just for fun. Insane. It's ridiculous. It was a freaking fight club these kids had, and I believe that. Okay. Just friendly fights to keep the entertainment going. This happens a lot at our parties. We just do it for fun. If anybody gets hurt, we have people on them. What the hell does that mean? If anybody gets hurt, we have people on them. Okay. So the guy says fun, friendly competition. She says, yeah, to see who goes home with the title. This is the part that gets, if you look at her when she says this, oh, it goes right through you, right? So it says, I will admit, people end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time. Not this time. And it's exactly how the look on her, the smug look on her face And the way that she said that, the way she delivered that line, not this time, it was like automatically, it was like, bam, it was like a punch to the stomach. Like, listen, we know what you did, you know? What do you guys think? I mean, don't you think that's kind of crazy? Any of you ever go to fights and with your friends and just start, fighting each other? Sleuthy, I am with you 100%. And I said that, right? I said that when I seen it. I was like, oh, I just want to reach through that. I want to smack that girl right so bad. Just freaking, what is wrong with her? That's what I said. I said to Chad, I go, oh, I'd like to smack that smirk right off her face. Chad goes, you can't say that. I'm like, she's 18. I can say that. Yeah, it's nuts. But all right, so and I knew right then, listen, when I saw that first interview, I was like, this girl is guilty. Still to this day, I feel the exact same way, and I've never felt any different. Okay. But it's like, what did you do to her, Sammy? Because we know, we know it was you. Just by the way you said that. Sometimes people get into fights over who won, but not this time. No, there was no ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend was in Napa at the time. I think he lives in Napa. He actually drove up the next day, the second he heard she was missing. Listen, I don't know what you guys think about him, but the only person that he's got that says he was, like, the only alibi he's got is his father. Dads lie for their kids. That's all I'm saying. A father will lie to protect his son. Okay. He's very close with her family and there was no anything. And she does not currently have a boyfriend. She's rocking the single life, like we used to say. She just wanted to be open and single and have fun as a kid. Yeah, I've been in close contact with the family. Of course you have. To everyone around the world, I hope this is reaching. Keep sharing, post flyers, reach local news, posters everywhere. Have everyone looking for Kiely. If you see anything, report to Placer County Sheriff. Tip line frustrations. There's 1,000 people in there working, getting millions of calls a day. Millions of calls a day. Then why didn't anything come out? Neighbors app rumor. Oh, here it is. Neighbors app rumor. Female was being chased in Sacramento and pulled into a silver Honda CRV. We are investigating. The detectives, it has not been confirmed or denied. Her shirt was not found. Not her shirt. FBI and cops investigated. I've been in charge. This is Sammy. I've been in charge. Ding, ding, ding. Red flag number, 40. Who put you in charge? What in the hell is going on here? Right? What kind of operation is being run here? I've not in charge, but I've taken on the responsibility to get in touch with everyone at the party. Teen to teen meetups, interviewers, there's 7 or 8 of us to keep info in a simple area. Yeah, we know why you're doing that. We're not stupid, but thanks for letting us know. Moved locations in Tahoe, Truckee area. No cops, no parents, no pressure to get in trouble. We don't want media to spread photos. Come to me. Parents, drop your kids off and drive far, far away, right? Isn't that what Sammy said? Are you serious? Kids will tell kids who they drank with. A lot of us just remembered today. And how bizarre is that? So a lot of us just remembered today because we weren't looking when we just knew her. What? How stupid okay. A lot of us just remembered today because we weren't looking when we just knew her. What the hell does that mean? You weren't looking when you just knew her. You only looked. What? When you pushed the vehicle into the lake? Is that when you looked and noticed the sticker? She has a sticker of a bull, animal like a car with horns, right under the back windshield wiper. Her car does have Honda hubcaps. Sunroof on the Honda CRV. She has a sunroof. To be fully honest, I was inebriated at the time, so I wasn't totally attentive of who was around us. Because he was like, did you notice anybody weird hanging around yours, paying any extra attention? When we were going around together, we were in a lot of different huge groups of people. We had never met because her and I are similar in the sense that we're both very social. We'll talk to anybody that we meet. We love meeting people, so that's what we were doing and everything. Kiely's cell phone? ? We're having trouble remembering what color. We do know that her phone has a black case on it with a sticker in the middle of the back that says sex wax on it. It's an iPhone, not the Samsung that was found. It's an iPhone. I forget which generation. There's 100 of videos. We have videos of people taking videos. We have hundreds of photos. We are looking at an app called Be Real, where you can post a picture one a day. Notification will pop up. You have 2 minutes. A lot of people waited to post their Be Reals until they were at the party. Snap memories, IG posts, everything. Do not exactly more to the right near the little blue. Oh, yeah. So he pulled up a map and he was like, is this where it was found? Or is this where he goes, is this where the party was? I'm sorry. And she goes, no, that's not where she was located. And these are her words. I don't know why it's not written here. But she said, no, that's not where she was located or is located. She said is located. Like she already knew. She's like, more to the right near the little blue lake. It would have taken her about 30 minutes to get home. Right there. Guys, hello. Ding, ding, ding. Did any officers listen to this interview? She was not even found yet. And Sammy was like, nope, that's not where her location is. It's a little more to the right by the lake. What? All right. Did she run away? All ideas are still open. She's not the type to run away. She loves people too much. She has too much care in her heart to leave people and not leave a note or talk with one of her friends. She is smart enough to know how this would get out and how people would be worried about her. She's a smart girl. She graduated with honors early from high school and was going on to college. Are you a little jealous, Sammy? Are you a little jealous? Because that's what it sounds like to me. She had plans for her life. She seemed really happy. Her mom is fully invested in her life. Yes, there have been dive teams sent in. They've done thorough searches, the water, related lakes, Boca, Stampede searches, every single day, extensive to points you would not believe. We are so thankful to them. Helicopters flying around those areas, shining spotlights to see if there are reflections. We're taught to shine our phone to reflect the sun from a young age if you're trapped in a snowstorm. Biggest concern is somebody knew she was drunk and offered to give her a ride home and they didn't. She could be across the world by now. Sammy wanted it at first Sammy wanted everybody to think that this was an abduction. That's why she set it up and said, oh, there was a bunch of old strange men there. There was a bunch of hard drugs. And it was a scary place. I have feeling she's still alive and she's still fighting. Isn't that sick? Isn't that a sick thing? You know, what did you people do to her? To leave her. So did they take her, right? From whatever happened to her that night, when the next day, like, she was still alive. Was she still alive? Did they have her somewhere alive? Or no? What, you know, that's what I'm saying. Because she said, this is what makes me say this, because she says right here, I have a feeling she's still alive and she's still fighting. And then if you go back to Jagger's interview, he said, I know she's somewhere safe. I know we are going to find her and bring her home. Like, could they have had her, so whatever happened that night happened, right? And they kept her somewhere. They kept her somewhere for a few days. And then one day when they went to go back and check on her, because I think that was the plan. You know, like they could have been like, Jagger could have been like, you know, he came into town, he found her, he was going to save her, and then he'd be the, you know, she'd be forever indebted to him. Like, he'd be like, I saved her life. You know what I mean? It's the ultimate connection with another human being. So, you know, you don't know, because they both said weird shit like that. And then if you think about Jagger's tattoo that he got that said, stay alive for me. Who would do that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? I mean, it makes sense. You know, there's so many different things, though. Okay, there's somebody else involved. Not confirmed. There has to be somebody else involved. I don't believe Kiely wore an Apple Watch, because he asked, does Kiely have a watch or anything? She says there are no cameras at the campground. The closest are traffic cameras on I-80, I think on Truckee Way. 89 isn't ever covered in cameras. So they had to know this place really well to know that there weren't any cameras in and around this area where they were going to be at. Right? Now here's another thing. She was not being driven home, and she was not driving. No shit. No kidding. We know she wasn't driving. So who was driving? Were you driving her car, Sammy? Was Kate driving her car? Who was driving her car? Because we know it wasn't her. At the end of the party, when I saw her, she was supposed to be giving me a ride home, because I'd asked her because I wanted to stay later. And then you said you already went and found another ride. I then realized later in the party that I believe she was drunk. And I knew she was drunk, so I did not want her to be driving me home. I then realized later in the party that I believe she was drunk. And I knew she was drunk. I'm telling you, you guys. Because you know I know about drunk drivers and all that. So I figured she would be staying there, or she would find a ride home. So wait a minute. And this is how I would have been, right? He was way too nice to her in this interview. Because this is what I would have said. So I would have said, so wait a minute, let me get this right. You're Kiely's close friend, right? You had to look for another ride because you knew that she was too intoxicated and too wasted to drive you home. So you left her there with not knowing how she was going to get home. So it's too dangerous for her to drive you. But you didn't give a shit about her and how she was going to get home. I'd have been like, yeah, you sound like a really close friend there, you know? What the hell's the matter with you? All right. Okay, so I figured she would be staying there, or she would find a ride home, because she's a smart girl. Smart enough to know she's smart. Even listening to her words, you know, I'd like to just grab a hold of her real quick. Just for a few minutes, you know. I'm sorry to say that, but does it not anger you hearing this and then seeing everything that this girl has done since? Okay. And so let's see. And so then I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her to tell her that I had another ride home and that I loved her. And I wanted to say bye and for her to have fun at the party. You wanted to find her to tell her that you had another ride and that you loved her but that you were leaving and then you didn't give a shit what happened to her. This is the story that you're trying to sell. So, you're her really close friend who has gotten really close to her in the last coming months, in her own words, and you loved her, but you left her there with what you say in a scary situation with her all messed up. Is that what you're saying, Sammy? I mean, who raised you? What in the hell is wrong with you? Right? Aren't these just things you want to say? Holy crap. Okay, and then when I left the party, so this is what she says. So she said that I loved her and I wanted to say goodbye, so I found her, okay? And then when I left the party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride, and she called me, and I was in the car in the passenger seat. What? Okay. This is where I say, like, obviously these kids aren't dumb, but they're not as smart as they think, because that gives it away. Like, if somebody calls you, right, and you're in the car and you're like going to the store and you're like, she's like, your friend's like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just in the car in the passenger seat. No, you don't mention that. You don't say where you're sitting in the car. You just say I'm in the damn car. Unless you want to make it a point so people know you were in the passenger seat for a reason. Okay. And she was like, hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride home? So did you find her or not? Because apparently you did not. And I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm in the car right now. I'm getting driven home. Those were her words. I'm in the car right now. I'm getting driven home. So she started to say I'm driving and then changed it to I'm getting driven home. You guys see what I'm saying. But Kiely did not have a set ride home. And I was under the impression that she would either sleep there or find another ride home. Because I was such a good friend, right? It was not known that anyone was going to give her a ride home. No kidding. Then, and when she called me, I could hear that the party and many people talking in the background. So she says she wasn't in her car because I could hear the people in the party. And she literally made it a point to say that. It's not written here. I'm not sure why. But when she called me, I know she wasn't in the car because I could hear the party and the people in the background. If Kiely, he goes, is there anything you want to say to Kiely if Kiely could see this? She says, we are doing everything to try and find her. We are making this go worldwide. We will find her. We will find what is happening. We just want her home. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. We love her. I just want to drink a boba tea with her again and laugh and tell a story. And when I see her, and this part is super bizarre to me too, and I want to know what you guys think in the comment or in the chat. So she says, and when I see her, I'm going to absolutely tackle her to the ground. Those are weird words to use, especially in this situation, because we know now that Sammy is a very aggressive person. Now, if somebody said to you, and your friend has been missing, and somebody said to you, when you see your friend, or, if you see her again, what are you going to do? You're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to tackle her to the ground. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to friggin' give her so many hugs and love on her and blah, blah, blah. You're not going to be like, I'm going to tackle her to the ground. To me, that just seems a little weird. Anyway. Okay. But I'm going to give her the most love that she has ever felt. I hope she knows she's loved. This whole community is looking for her. The whole world at this point is looking for Kiely. If you're out there and you can hear this, please fight. Keep fighting. Don't give up. We will not stop working. I will stay up day and night. I have her completely blank. And then she just stops there. I have her completely blank. Completely what? You have her completely what? We want you home. Yeah. End of interview. I mean, when you listen to her words, does it not make you sick to your stomach? Do you not get a really bad feeling inside? Or is that just me? Okay. So, Legacy put this out on Twitter. I think a lot of people believe that foul play is involved in Kiely's case because some things aren't adding up. And it could be because we don't have all the facts available to us. But most of the people following this case believe in foul play because AWP believe in that. That is not true at all. I don't believe that this is foul play because AWP said that they thought it was foul play. I believed right from day one that this was foul play. I don't know why, just had a gut feeling. From the first day that this girl went missing, I had a feeling that it was foul play. And I've never had to change, my mind's never changed. You know? I don't know how you all feel about that, but, and this picture just shows it's got the front window, the front passenger side window was broken out. The back driver's side window was halfway down. And her body was found back here. Now, I did see somebody online, and even though this area right here is really small, I guess it would be possible for you to float to the back. But I'm going to tell you why I don't believe that that is what happened. I believe she was in the back the entire time. The back. Now, I'm going to show you guys the picture again. Of her in the back, or I'm sorry, her in the seat sleeping. Remember when we had that picture? All right, now one of my followers sent this to me, and I really want to show it to you guys. I mean, when I saw this, okay, so I saw this picture before, but I looked at it yesterday, and I was like, okay, it looks like she's in the back seat. And then when I got this email today, and I looked at this picture, I literally, my heart, like, I felt so sad right away. It was just really, really sad. So, okay. Now, here is the back of the CRV. Okay? Here's the back. Here's the curve, the molded curve, the possible shadow area, and all this. The latches. See how this seat's narrow and this seat's wider. Okay, now look over here. Here is the molded curve. Okay? Here is the shady area. Here is the back seat buckle. See right here? And right here. It's a match. This is the narrow seat. Do we see that? And then here we have the wider seat. And I also want to point this out, guys. And I think that this is a picture of her already gone. I think she's already dead at this point. And I hate to say that. But that, when I looked at this again, and I was like, okay, I think she's already gone. And I believe, and you guys can, whatever, tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like this right here is tied around her neck, and this is the extra.
It does, for sure.
That's what it looks like. The only thing I still haven't figured out is what this is right here. Do any of you guys know, and that's on like a 1 minute delay. Do any of you guys know what this brown thing is right here? And also, one more thing I want to point out. If you look really close right here to her nose and right here in this area, it looks like either her nose was like that. Looks either like dry blood or like it's very bruised. And it breaks my heart. I feel like, it breaks my heart looking at this picture now because I really believe that she's in the back and she's already gone.
Right, because it wouldn't show signs right away, you know?
Well, no,
And
rigor mortis takes a while. But if she's in the back of that CRV and she's already gone right now, what a sick piece of shit that took this picture and sent, and put it out there. Like, what in the hell is seriously wrong with these kids? Again, I mean, has the mother seen this picture? Because if she had, maybe she wouldn't be defending these freaking kids on national TV, or you know what I mean, in nationally. Maybe she wouldn't be defending these kids and telling everybody to mind their own business. We're all just trying to help her daughter. Does she not get that? But what do you guys think? I mean, this makes sense. Here's the latch. Here's the mold area. Look how her arm is just slung over her head. I mean, this is not a joke. This is heartbreaking. I mean, it's a terrible thing. But who was like, hey, let me take a picture of this? They probably have whatever happened to her. They probably have it all on video. And that's the worst part of this. Would the mom be defending them then? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, has she not seen it?
And you should sit on this pic for a second and let people take that in, because that is weird. There's a lot of smart people out there, photographers, like editing people and people who can analyze this kind of picture.
Like, yeah, when I first saw this yesterday, I thought she was in the back seat. That's what it looked like to me. Not that, I didn't know what kind of state she was in, but I was looking at it like she was in the back seat. And then somebody sent this to me and they're like, look, check this out. I think this is something. And I think everything matches. The shadow area, the mold, this curved thing right here. And her head's here. Her arm is slung over here. So this is sticking out because of her shoulder. It fits. Everything fits. For her, she's in the back of the car.
A lot of people are saying hoodie. That's around her neck. It doesn't look like
it looks more of a shirt to me, just because it doesn't look like a thick material.
It looks like a cut up shirt.
Well, I don't know about,
a ripped shirt.
But she's clearly not using it for a pillow. So why is it there? Did they use it to, strangle her? I don't know. I hate to talk like that but something happened to this girl and nobody is talking.
And I think there's pictures of it and videos and, right? I mean, do you think there's pictures?
Yeah, I just said I think they have it all on video. I really do. It's just sad. Really it's sad. Heartbreaking, and
that is crazy.
It is terrible. All right, now, I had not a lot, because a lot of people were like, yeah, this all makes sense. So the live I did yesterday, when I brought up the theory that this all could be a cult thing. Like, all these people involved could be in a cult, right? And some people were like, I had a few people that were like, well, I was with you till you jumped on the cult train. Now I don't know. But listen, I'm not saying this is fact. I'm saying that this is a plausible theory as to why everyone in her life is acting the way that they do. Why everyone in her life was mad when AWP found her, except for her father and her grandfather. Everybody else was pissed off, didn't want nothing to do with AWP, and, nobody ever showed any emotion. That's why I think this all fits in. And I'm not saying that this is a fact. I am not saying that at all. This is just another theory. But I had some people that were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Cults are not real. This is only in movies. Just for y'all's information, cults are real. They are all over the world, and there are plenty of them still active today. But I did want to show you guys something about the significance of the date of August. So check this out. Okay, August 8th, right? 8/8. Okay. In early August 1988, former Blondie bassist and author Gary Lockman attended an event held by some leading members of the Church of Satan, calling it a quartet of modern satanic masters hosting an unholy celebration. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate this day in history. The event begins. That this has historically been Satan's day, a day of purification, a day of truth. It was held on the day of August 8th, 1988, which was purposely chosen to the marketing power of 88, Their goal was to celebrate a new film for their hero, Charles Manson, and the cold-blooded murders in L.A., California, of actress Sharon Tate, couple Leno and Rosemary LaBianca, and 3 others just 2 decades prior by the Charles Manson family. To the satanic revolutionaries in attendance, the murders represented the symbolic death of free love and hippie culture and a violent return to order, what we may call the emergence of their satanic New World Order onto the world stage with Geraldo Rivera's TV crew there to record everything. The public ritual was called 8888 and took place at the Strand Theater in San Francisco. It was hosted by the Church of Satan's founder's daughter, Zena Schreck, her then husband, Nicholas Schreck, and the notorious neo-Nazi Satanist Boyd Rice, and the late publisher Adam Parfrey. Please keep in mind the creative adjectives I chose to use to describe these people are based on their own historical admissions and or symbols they proudly adorn themselves with. August is a very big month for satanic and cult-like things. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. August 8th especially. Now, August 5th and 6th, if you look it up, especially 6th, obviously the number 6 has a big ritualistic meaning as far as the occult goes, okay? It is a real thing. People think it's not, but it is real. People are like, no, this shit just happens in movies. No, this crap does not just happen in movies. And I'm just pointing this stuff out, okay? The most venerated occult numbers are 3, 6, 9, 11, and 13, and multiples thereof, especially 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, and 77. Okay? The occult, now think, occult, August is a big month for the occult. 6th is a big number for the occult. So, August 6th, that, Kiely went missing. I'm just saying. I am just saying. What do you guys think? 6th is the next sacred number, representing the number of the soul of man. This shows the omnipotent power of God, as the belief parallels Revelation 13:18, where God assigns 666 to man and to the beast. 6 is also believed to be all-sufficient. I'm just saying, the occult does exist, and these numbers do mean things to them. We might think it's crazy, but in their lifestyle, it's not crazy. It's what is. So I'm just saying. Now, 10 of California's craziest cults. California is known for its unusually large number of cults and dodgy religious movements. The reason for this may include the lack of an obviously dominant Protestant establishment, an economy based on get-rich-quick schemes, and frequently failing businesses, a diverse population of rootless people in a cultural blank state, or even the heady effects of California weather. Some of the most notorious California cults include Heaven's Gate, the People's Temple of David Koresh, and the infamous Manson family. So you have at number 10, the Children of God. David Brantberg founded the Children of God cult. Those of you just jumping on, I am not saying that this family is a cult. I'm just saying they could be a cult. So don't be closed-minded. That's all I'm saying. The Source family at number 9. Self-professed guru and alleged bank robber Jim Baker, a.k.a. Father Yod and Yahoo, used this popular health food restaurant as a vector for spreading his cult. He attracted the young with appealing teachings such as the idea that marijuana-enhanced sex was the true route to enlightenment. these cults all have their own things. Again, if you guys want to read this, I will go back at the end and I'll put all of these in the I'll put all these links in the description box below, and you guys can go check them out. I just am pointing out the different cults. The Symbionese Liberation Army. Oh, sorry. Not that we wanted to go back to that picture. Escaped convict Donald DeFreeze led this political cult of Berkeley radicals that was inspired by communists and South American revolutionary theory. The organization grew out of the Black Cultural Association, a black inmate group that was active in Vacaville prison. The Blackburn Cult. The Blackburn Cult based its theology on a single line from Revelation, and I will grant my 2 witnesses power to prophecy for 1,260 days. At number 6, we have Mankind United. Founded by Arthur Bell during the Great Depression, Mankind United believed that the world was controlled and manipulated by a conspiracy of hidden rulers and money changers. Stealing from older philosophies like Theosophy Bell, claimed that a hidden order of sponsors worked against the conspiracy of the worldwide slave state. Number 5, Aggressive Christianity. Aggressive Christianity was founded in 1981 as Free Love Ministries by Jim and Lila Green. Earlier, they had joined a group called the Bear Tribe that sought to emulate the Native American lifestyle. While scouting for land for the group in Montana, they were picked up by a driver who talked to them about Christianity, and they felt the drawing presence of Jesus. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to try. But I will link it in the description below so you guys can go check it out. At number 3, we have the Marcus Wesson cult. We've already discussed the sickness and tragedy of the Wesson family, but haven't covered the bizarre pseudo-religious beliefs that held it all together. Marcus Wesson saw himself as the leader of a new religion combining Christianity with vampire lore. Oh, my God. All right, number 2, Fellowship of Friends. Robert Burton was an elementary school teacher who sought enlightenment through the Quakers and the philosophy when he became enamored of the fourth way teachings of early 20th century Russian mystics George something and Peter Ouspensky. The fourth way states that most human beings are spiritually asleep and can only regain true consciousness through a process of self-remembering and refraining from expressing negative emotions. And number 1, Berkeley's psychic cults. In 1973, Louis Bostwick founded the Church of Divine Man and its subsidiary, the Berkeley Psychic Institute. Their creed includes the following: we of the church believe in limitless space, timeless endurance, never-ending acceptance, everlasting patience, and continuous comprehension. Now again, if you go and you read the article, it'll tell you what each cult was known for, like different things that they did. I wasn't trying to do all that. I'm literally just trying to point out that cults are still active, like cults are real. These,
for a long time.
Yeah. Now, these are weird and creepy cults that still are active today. Again, I will put it all in the description below, but I'm not going to go through it all. But, again, these are ones that are still active today. So, for those of you that don't think cults exist and think it's all TV, it's really not. So, you have Happy Science, Realism, The Brethren, Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, 12 Tribes, New Wabian Nation, Congregation for the Light, Builders of the Adytum, Supreme Master Ching Hai, this one, Ekankar, Church Universal and Triumphant, Apostles of Infinite Love, House of Yahweh, Church of Bible Understanding. I mean, they are real, guys. They are super real. And, you know, and this is what I wanted to say. So, these are 11 religious cults that are extremely dangerous for humanity. Scientology. A ton of celebrities are in this cult, and it is a cult. You know, if you listen to Lee Remini, who made that documentary about going after them because they've done terrible things to people, like, it's a real thing. So but these are the 11 religious cults that are extremely dangerous for humanity. Scientology, the KKK, the Children of God, Realism, Bavarian Illuminati, Shinkrikyo, the People's Temple. Now, this is a Jim Jones one. This is where he convinced these 900 people to drink the Kool-Aid, and they all killed themselves, including him. He killed himself too. But he convinced 900 people to drink cyanide because it was their only way to divine life. I mean, and you think people don't do crazy shit like this? Heaven's Gate, the Church of Euthanasia, Branch Davidians. I mean, it's crazy. It goes on and on and on and on and on. But it literally does happen, and cults are legitimately real. So, I just want to point out that I'm not crazy. That shit really happens. But anyway, back to Kiely. I was just using that like as another theory. Like, it could totally be possible. That's why the mother and all the friends, nobody had any emotion. You know, the cops didn't do any, nobody's being, nothing is happening. Nothing is being done. They did not want AWP to search in that lake. They said, for a fact, she is not in there. When AWP showed up, they said, here's a map. You don't need to search here. That's been thoroughly and rigorously searched. You don't need to search it. Go here, here, and here. After they were like, AWP was like, well, we're already here. I mean, we might as well just go check it out. They didn't think they were going to find the damn car in there. They didn't think so because it had already been searched. And if they hadn't have looked, they'd have never found her. She'd still been down there. Now, the car, if it did not go into the lake that night, which if the roadside assistance guy is truthful and correct, then we know the car did not go in there Friday night at the party. So, when did the car go in there? We don't know. It could have been kept somewhere for a couple days, which is why they were like, oh, keep fighting. Keep fighting. You're strong. You can, you got this. Just keep fighting. We will come for you. Could she have been kept somewhere? I don't know. When was that? What day was that photo taken? I don't know. But I truly believe that she was already passed when that picture was taken. And some sick freak was like, yeah, let me take a picture of her. Let me put it out there. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's crazy. I can't read anything. Oh, yeah, let me get this. Hold on a minute. There we go. Now I can see it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I cannot read that. It's going too fast. I cannot read the chat. It's going too fast. I'm not saying the car was upside down when that picture was taken. Clearly, it's not underwater. I do. I think, my brain, I don't even think can think of the possibilities of what they did to this girl. Honestly. It's just insane. I believe 100% that Sammy knows exactly what happened to her, and I believe 100% that girl is involved, and you can't tell me any different. Again, I hope you guys hit that thumbs up. Share this video too. Share it, hit that thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe. No, going over, like, thinking about what we know now. What do you guys think? I mean, there's so many crazy things going around online that my brain, I don't even take in half of it because I just think about things and then I think about different scenarios and then I think about different different outcomes and then I think, okay, what's logical? What could really possibly be? I can take, using logical thinking, I can rule out accidental death. That's my opinion, but that's how my brain works. My brain is 100% sure that this was not an accident. And you couldn't tell me anything different either. The problem with this is knowing that LE has been dirty in cases before, knowing that things have been covered up before, and knowing how connections work in small towns. Honestly, we don't know if we can believe what the local ME says. Don't forget that the sheriff is also the coroner. Don't forget that, because that's a big deal. Exactly. Why would we just believe what we're told by the ME, knowing that all these people know each other and all hang out together and go to, how could you trust it anymore? After everything we know, how could we trust anything?
There's good cops and there's bad cops.
Oh, yes, there is good cops out there. I'm not one of those, let's defund the police. No, I think them people are fools. But there are good cops and there are bad cops.
Because if you ain't got police, they're going to move in the military.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even if you don't have cops, who are you going to call next time somebody tries to kick in your door and take your daughter or some shit like that? You have to have police, but there's good cops and then there's bad cops. So that's all I'm saying. And when you have things that have come out, like affidavits and shit that proves that a police department is dirty and covers shit up, then they can't be trusted. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and it goes deeper than anybody could imagine.
I do. I believe it goes a lot deeper, which is why I think that the cult theory, it is plausible and feasible because it would make sense, right? Why the mom has no emotion about finding her daughter, why she's not totally against these teens, why the cops are not, or why Sammy is out there making videos, drinking and partying again. It's crazy to me. And that would explain why these parents know about these drug-fueled fight club parties that these kids have, is because that's what cults do. Cults are into shit like that. The darkness, the drinking, the partying, the drugs, the fighting, the violence, a lot of cults are into that kind of thing.
For sure.
I mean, that's what I think. I don't know. But we're talking about some crazy shit, right? I wanted to share this with you guys. So this was January 29th, 2015. I knew this kid. I went to school with this kid. How bizarre is this, right? So I'm going to tell you about this story. And it's pretty crazy. But it just goes to show you that you don't know people like you think you know people. Like, people are capable of things that your brain cannot even fathom. So listen to this story. All right. DeRuyter. Late Thursday afternoon, the Madison County Sheriff's Office provided full details of an armed standoff that ended Thursday morning. According to authorities, the standoff ended approximately at 9:30 a.m. Thursday after the suspect was found dead in a home located on Best Road in DeRuyter. The chain of events leading to the standoff began Wednesday night around 7:40 p.m. when the Cortland County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to High Bridge Road in the Cortland County town of Kiely. A person told authorities that an acquaintance, Eric Duncan, 26, of DeRuyter, had threatened people at the location, including the caller, with a handgun. Also, that the suspect had taken someone against her will at gunpoint. So this was his ex-girlfriend. He went to her house at gunpoint, was threatening to kill her family, and then kidnapped her and took her out of the house. Okay? He was 26 years old at the time. It was soon learned the kidnapped woman had a stay-away order of protection against Duncan. Cortland County also requested the assistance of the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Air 1 helicopter to provide air support for the search, and the Madison County Sheriff's Office because of the proximity to the Madison-Cortland border. Police say that Wednesday night, Duncan and the victim left the High Bridge Road location on foot and were believed to be heading to the village of DeRuyter. At the time, a volleyball game was underway at the DeRuyter Central School, and District Superintendent Charles Walters was notified by Madison County Sheriff deputies to put the school on lockdown. After consultation with the superintendent and sheriff's office, 54 people, including students and adults in the building at the time, were safely evacuated to their vehicles by armed law enforcement, followed by a room-to-room search of the building by armed deputies and school officials. Once the school was cleared, Sheriff's Office officially asked that the school be used as the incident command post. It remained so until approximately 3:30 a.m. Thursday, when it was relocated to the Town of DeRuyter office building a short distance away. Police say the school district was able to open on time Thursday morning. Through investigation, Thursday morning, it was determined that Duncan and the victim were on foot and headed to a residence on Best Road. A continuing track by Cortland and Madison County Sheriff Canines teams verified that the pair were at an unoccupied residence about 4 miles northeast of the village. So he went to her house at gunpoint, threatened her family, took her at gunpoint, and then made her walk 4 miles in the woods to this house. When police arrived at the location, they attempted to establish contact with the suspect until just before 4 a.m. Thursday, when the victim on her second attempt was able to flee the residence on foot and came outside to awaiting deputies with her hands raised, stating she needed help. She was immediately protected by deputies who brought her to an awaiting ambulance. The victim's injuries were consistent with the assault reported at the time. While she was being evaluated by medical personnel, she provided additional information to police regarding Duncan, the weapons he had, which included a handgun, a shotgun, and a knife. The victim was taken by ambulance to Cortland Regional Medical Center under the protective escort of a Cortland County Sheriff's deputy. After ongoing attempts to establish contact with Duncan were unsuccessful, SWAT teams deployed robots as well as various tactical munitions in an attempt to get the attention of the suspect. Those efforts failed. A second robot was deployed afterward and located him. SWAT teams entered the residence and discovered Duncan was dead at approximately 9:20 a.m. The sheriff's office indicates that it will not release any information on crime victims. A search warrant was prepared for the residence and was executed early Thursday afternoon. Isn't that crazy, though? Like, that just goes to show you, like, I went to school with that kid for, 2 years. Granted, it was a long time ago. I was in, 5th grade, but still. And then, and then 7 years ago, you hear about this. So I'm just saying, people do things that you wouldn't expect them to do. So people that are defending these teens, saying stop talking about them, they're just kids, clearly they are not. If they can go around doing what they're doing and doing it to people and getting away with it, then it's fair game, especially since they're the ones that put themselves in the limelight in the first place. Yeah, Rev Cynthia Hughes. I agree 100%. It's sickening to me. It really is. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? One 827. I know that speech, Lily. That speech that Sheriff Moon gave after they found her. Did she even mention her name once? No, I don't think she did. I don't think she did mention her name. If she did, she might have mentioned it once. And it, again, though, when you're reporting, right, on the death of a 16-year-old girl, do you not have any, even if you don't know her, do you not have any emotion? You know, what the hell's the matter with all these people in this town? Are they all drinking the same Kool-Aid? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. All right, you guys got any questions? I got the chat pulled up. You guys got any questions? Hey, Josephina, thank you. Glad you're here. Oh, everything in this whole case has been inconsistent. It's ridiculous. Here, take it. Love you. Shut the door. Out, Belle. Hold on a minute, guys. I gotta get my dog out of here. Come on, Belle. Come on, Belle. Come on. Love you. All right. Love, what's your question? What's your question? Knowledge is power. That could totally be. And it would make sense though, right? Because none of these kids were 21 years old. So somebody had to been supplying the alcohol. If this was a cult thing, and I'm not saying it is, don't bite my head off, but if it was, and the parents know these kids do these things, obviously the parents know these kids have these parties. And obviously, because they're allowed to go, they're okay with it. But in a society like that, where you got all these people's kids involved, I mean, to me, it just makes sense that, that it's all connected in that way. And that's why nobody's saying shit. That's why nobody is turning on each other, because normally that does not happen. If you have at least one of them would have a conscience. You know what I mean? Unless this was like an occult thing. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm not even touching that. Don't even talk to me about, All American Dream Chaser or any of that drama. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. Nope, I don't care. I don't want to hear any of it. And I'm only saying that because attention is being taken off Kiely. And that's all that this all started for, was to find this girl. And now we found her. And now we're like, okay, let's figure out how she got there. I'm not trying to attack any other creator out there. I'm not trying to go after any other creator out there. I'm trying to do me and do my own thing and put out what I think and put out things that I think make sense. So that's all. I think 100%. That was my thing. What the hell's wrong with this lady? Her daughter is missing. They're hanging out, singing and dancing and playing guitars and having a good old time. People are bringing them food. And no tears when interviewed. No tears in any interview I've ever seen. She was not grateful when AWP found her. She, in Kiely's celebration of life, if that's what you want to call it, there was thank you to everybody. Thank you to the people that brought the coffee. Thank you to the people who let us borrow tables. Thank you to freaking all the restaurants that fed us. But not one thank you to AWP that found your daughter. Seriously? Your first thing should have been thank you to AWP, unless you weren't thankful that she was found. In which case, I go right back to, what the hell's wrong with you? Are you in some kind of, are you being forced into a situation where people are making you shut up and people are telling you to not say anything? And if that's the case, then, I'm sorry, I judge the way that I did. But if that's not the case and you're not being forced into this and this is you on your own volition, then I am not sorry. And you want to stand there, she wants to stand there and talk about how there's honor in silence. No, the hell there is not honor in silence. There is honor in speaking up, speaking the truth, and telling it like it is. That is honor. Standing up for your daughter would be honor. Going after the people that did this to your daughter would be an honor. Standing there and saying absolutely nothing and defending the teens that were the last people to see your daughter alive, that is not honor. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I don't, again, this is just my opinion. I want everybody to take all information and go through their own heads and figure out their own things. And, if you agree, then that's great. But if you don't, then that's fine too. We all think differently. Again, please hit that thumbs up. Let's get them likes up there. Subscribe if you have not done so. And again, I hate to mention this, but I'm sorry. I know it's, it is what it is. But again, there is a link in the description below for anybody who wants to donate to the channel. It is very helpful, especially now with me losing my job. Until, just any little bit helps. That it's highly appreciated. And it helps support the channel and helps me be able to do what I'm doing. All right. And that's Sir Coolbox. That's exactly what I'm afraid of, that it is literally going to be labeled as an accident. And if it does, though, if it is ruled an accident, is there any way that we could, I don't know, can you, sign a petition and get, a second, get somebody else from outside to relook at this and to redo the autopsy? Can we do that, or is that not a thing? Oh, Josephina, thank you so much for the $10 donation. You are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, though, is there anything that we can do about that? Because I believe that obviously if law enforcement is involved and parents are involved and her own damn mother is involved and everybody just wants everybody to drop it, consider it an accident, then that's what they're going to do, is say it was an accident. But we all know that this was not an accident. We all know that. So what do we do? Yes, that's exactly what we should. We should go there and if this is what we should, go there and demand that an outside source comes in and does this and does this autopsy again. Because that is such crap. That is such crap. Sir Quillback said, CNY family, no, because it requires many experts and different agencies to figure out if foul play happened. I get that, technically, right, legally, but if they're all involved or all connected in some way, I mean, you think somebody could have connections at a local law enforcement police station, but you don't think people could be connected to anybody in the FBI? And I would not be doing this or making these videos if I 100% did not believe that this girl was murdered and that foul play is the only plausible explanation. I would not be doing this. Trust me. I would not be doing this if I believed this could be an accident. Sammy is a liar. Mags, we know, is a freaking, oh yeah, 5 minutes after I got there, they were forcing me to take bong rips. Okay. All right, lady. I mean, all right, chick. Is that really what you want us to believe? Look at you. Don't act like you ain't doing things harder than bong rips. And who forces somebody to do bong rips anyway? Yes, Sir Quillbox, thank you. Yes, hit that thumbs up. You guys, listen. I know there's a lot of channels out there that are just doing this for show, like just to jump on the bandwagon. But from the first day that this happened, I felt a pull towards this girl. And I was talking to my mother-in-law about it. And she, she's like, I can go either way, honestly. I can go either way. Not with it being an accident. But she's like, I understand what, certain YouTubers are saying, but I understand what you're saying too. She's like, I could go either way. I don't feel that way. Like, I truly, from the first time I looked into this, I truly felt this pull. And all I want to do is help this girl. Yes, she is past now. Yes, she is in heaven and she is, no longer has to deal with any of this crap. But we have to have her back here. And that's just how I feel. I feel like somebody has to have her back here because everybody else in her life is worried about having the teens' backs. Everybody else is worrying about protecting those teens. Who the hell is worrying about Kiely? Who is worrying about there was nobody there to protect Kiely. There was nobody there to help Kiely. There was not one person there that had enough conscience or soul to help this girl or to make a freaking phone call. So who'd she have? I feel like we're all she's got. And you know what? People can say what they want, but if something like this ever happened to my daughter, I would want somebody on this doing exactly what I am doing. I would want somebody on here saying, what the hell? How did this happen to this girl? I mean, I myself would be doing it, but I'd be wanting everybody to dive in, do it, see what you can find out. I'd be all over it because there's no way I would be silent, and there's no way these freaking teens, I wouldn't be giving them any support. And that's what I'm saying. If anything, just going off of, so let's say it all happened like Sammy said that it happened in her interview with All American, right? Let's say that it happened that way, okay? Still, wouldn't the mother be like, you're the last person to talk to my daughter. You are the last person. You are the last person that fucking left her there. I'm sorry for swearing. You are the last person that saw her, said she was so messed up, said you left her there with a bunch of drug-fueled, weird, strange older men. You left her there. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, get out of my face. I don't want you anywhere near this. You are not welcome here. And you'd be the first person my finger was pointed at. Oh, Scoop Doodle, thank you so much. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. But do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, do you agree with that? Thank you, Princess Megan Elsa. It's crazy. I mean, really. And that's the thing too. Like, so I think that Kiely, and again, this is just my opinion, I think that Kiely was of the light. I truly think that. She had a good spirit. She was, you can just look at her and tell that she had a good spirit, a good soul. And I think that they saw that in her. And I know that Sammy saw that in her. You could tell right away that Sammy was jealous of Kiely. And jealousy will make girls do crazy things. Just look at any freaking Lifetime movie. Look at, any movie on Netflix. Any teen movie. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. But I think that Kiely was of the light. And I think they needed to dim that light. I truly believe that. That's why that lady at the Celebration of Life was saying, oh, this needed to happen. This is a journey we all had to go through together as a community. And this had to happen to balance everything out. What? Ding, ding, ding. Guys, again, why is nobody paying attention to what these people are freaking saying? We need outside sources inside. That's what we need. We need outside sources running this whole show. Because they have been freaking screwing this all up and sweeping it under the rug. And now everybody's pushing accident. Oh, it was an accident. Oh, it was an accident. Leave the family alone. Let them grieve. One lady left a comment on was it my last one? Yeah, I think it was actually. She left a comment on one of my videos. And she was like, how dare you? How dare you attack a grieving mother like that? Don't you have any compassion? And I simply said, I would have compassion for a grieving mother, but a grieving mother I have not seen. Have any of you seen a grieving mother? Because it must have been something I missed. Because not once when that lady has talked have I seen a grieving mother. Not once. That one video, I saw her pretend to cry, but not a tear fall from her eye. Isn't that insane? So tell me, how is that mother grieving? I want you guys to do this. I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you think the mother truly cares. I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you've seen no emotion from that mother. 1 emotion, 2 no emotion. Yep, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, I got 1 in there. I see 1. Oh, nope, there's another one. I say the majority, though, is on the same page. The majority is, yeah. Tristan Green, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, exactly. So there was a few that, maybe I missed it. Hey, but I just haven't seen it. Seriously. And you know what? When she made those comments when the mother made those comments that she made about, our teens are awesome. We support our teens. We have their back. There is an army behind our teens. And the internet is making our teens suffer. That literally made me sick to my stomach. I almost had to go in the bathroom and throw up. Literally, I was so sick to my stomach that she said that. And it's like, the internet is making these teens suffer. Are you shitting me? Those teens made your daughter suffer. Do you give a shit about that? Who was worried about Kiely's suffering? Who was worried about Kiely being taken care of? See, again, guys, please tell me if I am way off base here. But in order for a mother to be that way to a child, to feel that way, and to be able to not defend your child, but to defend the people that were last with her, that has to scream something to you. I know. The mother was like, maybe there's other things you can do, like get a hobby. Yeah, I got one. And it's trying to get justice for your daughter. It's my hobby right now, lady. This is what I would have said to her. My hobby right now, lady, is calling out all the bullshit in this story. Calling out you, calling out these teens, calling out these cops, calling out literally everybody involved. Because it's just so much bullshit to have to sift through. Why? Why is it like that? What did you guys do to this girl? Seriously. Misty Carver, no, she has not thanked AWP for finding her daughter, and she is not going to thank AWP because they screwed something up for her. That is why. Oh, Rev Cynthia Hughes, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. She says, you are not crazy. It happens. What is religions for peace? Don't you think it's bizarre that the mom was not there when AWP showed up? Don't you think it's weird they've never met the mother? Like, how bizarre is that? Like, what the hell is really going on here? And you guys, it's not a far stretch to think that listen, if she is in a cult, the mother, then all of this would make sense. We're all sitting here scratching our head going, what the hell kind of mom acts like that? What the hell kind of people were in this girl's life? What kind of friends would do that to her? I mean, you know what I mean. Not friends, but what kind of people would do that to another human being? And it all makes sense, dude. If they really are in a cult, then it's the only thing that would explain everything, in my opinion. So I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be. That's all. Don't freaking flip out on me. Exact, Casey. I would have been there and never left there. I would have been there. I would have been there right when they got there. I would have been there freaking while they were diving. I would have never left. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But she's out fucking, I'm sorry for swearing, she's out eating sushi at a restaurant. And listen, I didn't mean to put the emphasis on sushi. I understand before anybody wants to jump down my throat that people have to eat. But your daughter is missing. There's people right now diving looking for your daughter. And hey, you're out eating. I get people got to eat. You know, I understand that. But I'm just saying, don't be mad at AWP because you were out eating when they found her. That's not their fault. Yes, Casey, no, she never did go to Prosser Party site to look for Kiely. When she's, okay, so Kiely she got a text. I don't think it was Kiely, but she got a text saying she was going to be 15 minutes late. She was leaving in 45 minutes. And the mom said, okay, be safe. Wake me up when you get home. First red flag right there. What kind of mom is going to go to bed knowing that their daughter is out at a party and is coming home and it's freaking almost midnight? Are you going to go to bed or are you going to wait till your daughter gets home? Second thing, she woke up the next morning and instead of calling the police right then, or instead of going to look for her daughter because she knew where she was, she knew where the party was, right? That's the story. Instead of doing that, she went to freaking Starbucks to go wait for her. Seriously? I mean, it's almost like you're watching a movie. It's that insane. Because it's like, you woke up, you realized your daughter didn't come home last night, and you go to sit down, go wait for her at Starbucks or at a coffee place, really? Why wouldn't your first thing be like, ding, 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 my daughter's not home. She obviously didn't come home last night. Let me make a freaking phone call to the cops. Like, my kid's missing. Sir Coolbox, I have gotten some hate too for pointing at the mother. But you know what? I don't care. Because again, if this was my daughter and I was acting like that, I would expect people to be the same exact way. We wouldn't be pointing fingers at the mother and calling it out if she didn't act like she did. You guys, give me 1 second. All right, I will be right back. I just got to check on something real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to run downstairs real quick. I am sorry. Now, wouldn't Mrs. G, wouldn't that be a thing? Because, no, well, actually, I don't know. Could the mother be looking at any possible charges here? I mean, because technically she was 16. So, is it like endangering the welfare of a child by knowing by letting her go to a party like this? That's what I'm saying. I know, Sir Coolbox again. That's what I'm saying. The mother wants it to be an accident. The mother wants everybody to just shut up, mind their own business, and find a freaking hobby. So she wants this done. So what is stopping the medical examiner from coming out and saying it's an accident? I mean, that's crazy. If that happens, we should all show up in Truckee. We should get like a freaking boatload of us. Go to Truckee and demand, like, this is bullshit. Like, people protest everything else. Why can't we protest this girl's autopsy? Knowing it's bullshit. I know, and I am telling you, one of the reasons that made me point, Casey, one of the reasons that made me point to, again, a cult is because during her memorial or ceremony, the word, like, she said community, like, I don't know. Somebody could go through and count, but I want to say at least like 30 times throughout that lady's speech, whoever the family friend is. I forgot her name now. I had it in my last video. And yeah, community. The words the community kept being used over and over and over again. And like that lady said, she goes, during the search party, she's like, we were playing the guitar. There was people singing and dancing. And I thought, well, this is cool. But that all changed when Kiely was found. Then it became about, well, how are we going to do this and still celebrate the community? What? Again, this goes back into my live yesterday. What? So you find out that this girl has been found, and your first thing is, how do we celebrate the community? That doesn't even make any freaking sense. Celebrate the community for what? Sacrificing this girl? I mean, what are you celebrating? That doesn't even make sense. What are you celebrating the community for? What the hell did the community do? AWP found her. Yeah, exactly. A fatal paper cut. That ain't grieving. That's culting. Exactly. I'm glad y'all aren't like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. She is freaking batshit crazy. I'm glad y'all aren't like that because man, this is murder any way you want to look at it. And you know what? Wherever that freaking picture, whoever took that picture of Kiely in the back of in the back of her car, like, why is that person in jail yet? Has that person been taken in for questioning yet? What the hell? Rachel Thornton. Yes, Sammy was. That's what I was saying. She was just, 2 days ago? 3 days ago, maybe? Put out a freaking video of herself singing, and she was drinking. And if you could, there's a video out there. I don't remember who did it, but they put the words into the song that she was singing, because when she put it out, it was silent. So you could just see her singing and holding a beer in her hand, but you didn't know what song it was. Well, somebody figured out what song it was and put the lyrics in there, and it's like, why don't you just lay down in your grave, and, some crazy shit like this. It's sick. Like, these people are freaking sick, and these kids are sick. It doesn't matter. And why do people, Queen of Ravens, why do people say that? That can wasn't even open. So what? She could have just picked up, and I said this, she could have just picked up that can. She could have literally just finished her other can, picked it up, had the can in her hand, and not opened it yet, and made that clip. Just because it wasn't open doesn't mean she wasn't going to drink it. What the hell did she have it for if she wasn't going to drink it? I don't know, guys. I mean, it's just bonkers. I mean, everything in this freaking case is insane, but to me, again, with using my head and laying out everything I know in front of me, and, I think that makes sense. And again, I'm not saying that that's fact. I'm not saying that that's true, but, it makes sense. It's just another theory, which, by the way, anybody who wants to say she got drunk and drove into the lake, that's a freaking theory, by the way, because Kiely's not here to tell that story for herself. That shit came from Sammy and Jagger and Mags and this Elsa chick who showed up and wanted to be like, oh yeah, I saw Kiely at 1 a.m. and she was so wasted. It's like, dude, is there anybody outside of y'all's circle that can confirm any of this shit? Or are we just supposed to take y'all's word for it? How about the line of the song on Kiely's Instagram? I know. How about the line of the song? I don't know how to say your love. Is it agape, agape? love, but how about the line of the song on Kylie's Instagram? Yeah, that's super suspect too, but I don't think Kiely put that there. And I know that Kiely is not in control of it. Obviously, she's gone. But somebody is in control of it because yesterday it had 290. It was following 290. I don't remember if it was following or followers. But then later in the day it had 291. No, it was people she was following. I'm pretty sure. And either way, her account is private. So either way, with the numbers changing, somebody freaking had control of her account. So I don't think she put that there. Oh, Casey, that picture of that bar, that bar that they had set up with the cardboard, that was not from that night. That's already been I don't know what the word, debunked or whatever, but that was not from that night. That was from a previous party. But that's why I don't think there was a freaking party that night at all. There was not a party. And the problem was with these kids pushing this party story was they had to have proof that a party happened, right? They had to have some kind of evidence because we were all going, who the hell, what kind of teenagers have a party with 300 people and you don't get one photo, one video, one Snapchat, one Instagram, one Facebook post? Like, that shit just does not happen. Teens literally video and take selfies all day, every day, especially if you're at a party. So what they had to do, and this is just my opinion, what they had to do was like, well, we have to come up with some kind of evidence. So Sammy took pictures from previous parties and gave them to and said, here, these are these are pictures from that night. One was like that one picture, that infamous picture now that everybody was like, oh my God, everybody's looking into the woods and you can see a light. That's her car going into the lake, which I never believed, by the way. But that was proved to be from a party in Michigan. So, I mean, they put out all these pictures to try to back up their story about there being a party. But every single one of those pictures that's out has been proved that it was not from that night. That's why I don't believe for 1 second that there was a party, period. I believe this night it was all set up. It was a setup to get Kiely there, to do whatever they were going to do to her. And I think Sammy was the ringleader. And I think Kate, listen, this Kate thinks that she's hiding from everybody. She's not, because I think that she is involved too. As a matter of fact, I think that she was the one in the car with Jagger that the tow truck guy saw. She could pass for Kiely for somebody that doesn't know Kiely. Long blonde hair, pretty much look alike. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, Kate and Jagger are sleeping together. That little clip of them came out. Jagger, which I said, right? Jagger is, man, this guy, he wants to post all this shit about, oh, you're the angel. I love you so much. I fucking miss you. I'm in love with you. You know, blah, 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 blah. But you're banging Kate on the side. Somebody who was supposed to be Kylie's friend. Is that why all these girls in this story were following Jagger on social media, but none of them were following Kiely? I don't believe Jagger. I don't believe Sammy. I don't believe Kate. I don't believe Mags. And I don't believe this Elsa chick. I don't believe any of them. I think they're all in on it. I think they lured Kiely there that night. They did whatever they did to her. I think they did really bad things to her. And then, you know, and now everybody's freaking defending these teens. It makes me sick. I'd like to get all of them in a room. Put me in a room with all of them. Again, Misty, there was pictures of kid doing donuts in there. Like donuts in the car. I saw that. Or in his truck or whatever it was. But again, there's no proof that that was from that night. And there's no proof that it was at that location. So it could have been from that night, but not at that location. Do you see what I'm saying? We don't have one single shred of evidence that says, okay, this is the time. This was taken at this day, at this time, at this location. We don't have that, which is why I don't believe there was a party in the first place, which is why I don't understand why Sammy is out drinking and partying at, again, and not in a, this is crazy to me. It's just nuts, you guys. I know I said I was going to do a 3-hour, but my kids are, they need me and I have stuff to do and I have to get them ready for bed and stuff. But I hope you guys really liked this. I really liked, interacting with you guys and having y'all on here. I just hope, you guys took something out of this. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you, just saw something in a different light. Really, all I want to do, my whole object in all of this, starting these Kiely videos, was to get justice for this girl. I felt a draw towards her. I felt like a pull. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be helping her. You're supposed to be trying to figure this shit out. You're supposed to be calling everybody out on their bullshit. Like, we have to get justice for Kiely. So, that's all I'm trying to do. And, people don't have to be rude. If you don't agree with my opinion, you don't have to be an a-hole. Just say, I disagree and here's why. Whatever. I'm not like that. So, again, please, I hope you guys really like this video. I really enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up. Please share this video. Please share this and get this out there and share it with as many people as you can. These kids do not need to be protected anymore. Nobody needs to be standing up for these kids. That's just my opinion. But, again, yeah, please subscribe. And, again, anybody who wants to, that link is in the description below to donate, help out the channel. Thank you for everybody that did. It is so appreciated. You don't even know. I'll see how tomorrow goes, but you know me, I keep up on posts, I keep up on my comments, so make sure after this, you go down, drop comments in the comment section, because YouTube, that helps, and I will, see you guys tomorrow. Again, thank you for everything, and please, if you find anything, any information, send it to me. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on email. Anything you got. Like, I just want everything out there. All right, so stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Thank you, and have a good night.